Hi everybody, how are y'all? Is it as hot where you are as it is where I am? It is crazy hot here. I want to apologise just briefly because my camera stand, which I put my phone on to record at the moment until I can decide what else to purchase to make the videos slightly less unprofessional, shall we say. Yeah, my camera stand is, I don't know, it's just gone really wobbly today. I can't seem to put it anywhere that isn't wobbling around. So I'm really sorry about that. So it'll be wobbling quite a lot throughout the video. I do apologise. That aside, I thought I'd pop on and talk about how my June practice went and what I've got in mind for July. So yeah, so June, it's been a busy month, honestly, but a good month. I initially had plans to do a lot more ancestor work than I have done. I've done some research, but I've kind of hit a little bit of a brick wall with that, which is kind of frustrating. So I've had a bit of a breather, and I'm going to go back onto Find My Past, Ancestry, all of those things, and get stuck into that again in July. And I also, what else have I been doing? I celebrated Litha, which was a lot of fun. We had, I think I did a short, but we had a bonfire and a meal outside. I built a little Litha altar outside, and I did a few little kind of personal rituals, and that was good. That was really nice. I really enjoyed that. It was a special time. But as far as tarot practice is concerned, my study deck I planned was for the Morgan Greer 1979 tarot, because I was born in 1979. June is my birthday month. It was my birthday on Friday. And let me just pop it out for you to have a look. And yeah, so that's why I went with this particular deck to study this month. And it's a deck that surprised me, I'm going to be honest. I'm also almost certainly going to be rattling the camera stand here. But yeah, so I think I kind of thought this was just going to feel very Rider-Waite-y. Rider-Waite-Smithy. I don't know why I'm like this. Anyway, but maybe a little bit more kind of zoomed in, if you like, because a lot of the cards are sort of Rider-Waite symbology, but zoomed in. And the guidebook, if you can call it that, is very, very minimal, shall we say. And because it is quite sparse, I've had to sort of really dig down into my own intuition to sort of study these cards, and that's been really interesting, I have to say. Yeah, so the little booklet really just gives you sort of a few words or a couple of sentences at most. It's mostly kind of standardish Rider-Waite-Smith meanings, but then some of them are quite surprisingly not. So yeah, it's an interesting deck, this, far more so than I thought it would be. I'll just pull a couple of cards in case, I'm sure you're all pretty familiar with it, but just so that I can kind of give you an idea. Okay, yeah, all right, so this is a good one, the Four of Swords. So there is standard Rider-Waite imagery there. You've got the sort of at repose, rest, I suppose, but it's very much zoomed in on just the face. Let me see if I can find you the where have they put Four of Swords? I've been working with this all month. You'd think I'd be able to find it by now, wouldn't you? All right, okay, here we go. Yeah, Four of Swords. Spiritual retreat, solitude and repose. Reversed, chaos, disharmony. Okay, yeah, spiritual retreat, solitude. That's Rider-Waite-Smith, pretty much. But then I thought, well, there's more to this. I'm not just going to sit here and write those few words in. So, there's things like, this sword behind the clouds. I guess that's the one that's sort of underneath in RWS, but why is it behind the clouds? What do those clouds mean? Why are we zoomed in to the window so much? There's the acorn and oak leaves. So, yeah, I've kind of been forced to look a lot more deeply into this deck because the help you get from the booklet is so sparse. And I think actually it felt initially quite annoying, but it's been really, really valuable and really useful for sort of developing my intuitive reading a little bit more, I guess. So yeah, after a month of studying the Morgan Greer 1979, bit of a love-hate relationship with it. I don't think it's one I'm going to pull a lot, and will possibly just remain a kind of nice thing to have because it's from the year I was born. But there may be sort of scenarios where I go, yeah, this is the one. I'm sorry, look at me knocking the... Let me see if I can do something about this stand. Bear with me. Right, is that... I don't know if that's any better. But yeah, so there we go. That's the Morgan Greer Tarot 1979 that I've been working with. And then I was doing a daily spread with the Earthwoman Tarot by Tarn, Ellis. I have shown you this before, so I won't sort of, again, do a massive flick through or anything. Yeah, I love this deck so much. I liked it when I decided to start using it for June, but I'm utterly in love with it now. It's very insightful. I've had a few stalkers. I've had the Two of Swords has stalked me, and the Eight of Swords have stalked me from this deck this month, and quite rightly so. They've definitely called me out. So they have this lovely sort of gentle kind of look, but no, they definitely, they'll drop you a truth bomb if you need it. And they're beautifully illustrated. They smell amazing. That's a random thing to say, but they do. Does anyone else smell their decks? And look, the ASMR. I don't know if you can hear it. Probably not. From the cardstock is just amazing. Just everything. I love how they feel. I love how they shuffle. Every card was a jumper when I was using this for spreads, and I'm gonna say 99.9% bang on. Yeah, I think the only thing that sort of slightly puts me off is the sort of no features on the faces, but because I do like to read people's expressions. But that said, I love it. It's a fabulous deck. It's absolutely on the nose for me this month. I've been taking little pictures in the mornings and sending them across to my husband and going, look, this is... It told me this morning, and he'll come back and go, yeah, I think that's probably pretty bang on. That's probably what you needed to hear. So, yeah, that's a great deck. And I paired that initially with the Feminine Wisdom Oracle. Again, I won't get them out because that's not... this video isn't a flick-through video, but I loved pairing it with the Feminine Wisdom Oracle. That was just... it's a beautiful, beautiful deck. It is just the perfect pair for the Earthwoman Tarot. And it's gentle. It was almost like the Earthwoman would sort of give me a bit of a poke, and then the Feminine Wisdom Oracle would just kind of soften the blow a little bit and say, but it's okay. So yeah, that's a really beautiful little deck, and as I say, just... yeah, the absolute perfect pairing, and I recommend that to anyone. Then for the second half of the month, obviously, is Litha season, so this was the obvious Oracle deck. I know I had a bit of a discussion at the beginning of June with you all. At you all, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I love it. I didn't use it as a pair in the end because it didn't sit right with the Earthwoman Tarot in terms of the reading. But I've just pulled it as a sort of single Oracle card, and it was just lovely. It was just a nice, warming, lovely little seasonal deck. So, books. I have also started this month to work with this. I don't even know if that's in short. I'm sorry if it's not. This is Cloak and Dagger Tarot Therapy by Tabsh. I'm so sorry if I'm ruining that. Now, I very much see tarot as a therapy. That's kind of my approach to tarot, is from a therapeutic point of view, more than a divination point of view. Although, you know, that's not to say I don't ever use it for that. But my main methodology is therapeutic. Do you know what? I worry about myself sometimes. I really do. Do you know what? I can talk for Britain, but I get on here and suddenly I know no more words. All the words, they've gone. But yeah, this is a great little book. I would say little book. It's a massive book. But it has such an amazing kind of array of spreads for so many different occasions, questions, thought processes, things you need to work through. It's really good if you are kind of feeling that your sort of spread choices are getting a bit stale, which I was, and you want to look at things in a different way. If you want a more in-depth kind of direct spread, it's really, really good. I got this particular one from Amazon. I don't know where else it's available from, but I will put the information below. But yeah, so it's been actually a real help. I got my dragonfly spread. I don't know if you saw my short. If not, go and have a look for that, because that's where I got the dragonfly spread from. But it's, yeah, I think that's true. Simple, clear, profound spreads. Definitely profound spreads. Okay, so that's June. So because I wasn't working too well on the Ancestor thing in June, I've decided to make it much more of a focus, or my main focus, in July. I think my focus in June was all over the place, which is why I didn't really settle on the Ancestor thing. Yeah, I'm going to make that my main focus in July. And to that end, I just need to reach over. Oh, no, actually, let's first do... yes. So my study deck actually isn't particularly ancestor related, but having done a video with the Hush Tarot in it, this is by Jeremy Hush, by the way, fairly recently, I realised I really, really want to deep dive this one, and I couldn't actually wait. I wanted to do it this month. And so, yeah, the guidebook is, it does give you some reasoning behind the imagery, but it's very limited. And, you know, when you look at the images, you can see there's just so much more to it. So, yeah, so for example, if we look at the sun, we have the raven there, and let me just write. So, success and growth. You have worked your way through dark times. The raven is looked upon as a dark presence. The sun rises and the light reveals the iridescent colours in its sleek feathers. Look to the light to keep striding forward as your path continues. And reversed, we have loss and uncertainty. I mean, I don't tend to read reversals particularly, but I like to have the information because it just gives a little bit more depth to the reading. So it mentions the raven being looked upon as a dark presence, and the sun rises and reveals the colours in its feathers. Yep, I get that. But to me, there is a whole lot more going on in that card. So for me, it needs a bit of an intuitive deep dive. And that's the case for pretty much all the cards in this deck, in that the guidebook leaves a lot open to your interpretation. which I think probably for a real beginner, I mean, I've been doing this for like 2.5 years and I still consider myself a real beginner, but I suppose maybe novice might be more appropriate. But yeah, I suppose for like a real newbie, it would be a difficult one, but it's one that I want to get stuck into. I want to know more. I've got the bit between my teeth for this deck. So that is going to be my study deck for July, the Hush Tarot. And then for the ancestor work, now I think I did show you this book briefly, I think probably at the beginning of June, and the Ancestral Grimoire. And my plan is to try and work through this book a little bit and see how it goes. And I have selected decks for that. But, oh, actually, hang on. Yeah. Let me show you my daily draw decks actually first before I go into that. So I am planning on working with these as a pairing for my sort of daily spread. So it will either be a daily spread with the two of them, or it will be just the Vintage Wisdom Oracle as a single draw and then a spread with the Relative Tarot. So, oh God, look at me knocking this flipping camera. I'm so sorry. So this is the Vintage Wisdom Oracle, and this is by Victoria Moseley. And I'll try, actually, let me show you to them. The Relative Tarot is by Carrie Paris. I'm going to try and I'm actually really limited for space because I use my bureau desk for videos and there's not a lot of room on here. Honestly. I feel like, do you remember, like, the broom cupboard with Andy, for goodness sake, with Gordon the Gopher, and I feel like I'm in there. I feel like I'm reading in the broom cupboard. Never mind. Anyway, I will try and show a few of these cards together as a pairing. I think I have shown both these decks before, but so yeah, we have New Beginnings there, and yeah, so you can see why these make a really lovely pairing. So I think, yeah, I will be working with those, just doing a sort of daily spread, if you like, with those. So those do connect to the whole sort of ancestor work theme of the month. And actually the Relative Tarot was suggested to me by quite a few people. So I have kind of had a rethink and gone, yeah, actually, I can use those for my daily draw. So I'm just looking at what an awesome little trio that was. So yeah, they're quite slippery, those oracle cards. So yeah, so this is still kind of keeping my ancestral work sort of as a daily thing. I'll just show you a few more. And I love making a hash of this. Yeah. So anyway, they're a great pair. I will let you know how working with them goes. Wow, that's such a cute card. So yeah, I think they're going to be a really awesome pairing together. I suppose this is what I would call sort of ancestor work light. It's my sort of daily little dip in, a kind of very simple kind of balanced draw I would do with probably one of the oracle cards. We shall see how it goes. But that's the first, that's going to be sort of like my beginning of the day situation, the Hush Tarot, and then a spread with these guys. So just bear with me while I make a mess of packing them away. I love these backs. I think they're wonderful. I think they might actually be one of my favourite backs of any of my decks. Probably need to edge those as well, actually. Do like to edge cards. Anyway, so what was I talking about? Yes, okay, so the Ancestral Grimoire. So my plan is to work through this. Now, it starts in January, but I think I need to double check. I think I can go through it from July and then sort of go back round. But I've chosen to use the Celtic Tarot to work with for this one, purely because my Celtic heritage is so strong. And particularly my Scottish heritage, but I also have fair bit of Irish DNA as well. And So this is a Llewellyn deck. This is a Kristoffer Hughes deck, and I do like Kristoffer Hughes. Yeah, it's a fabulous guidebook. Proper kind of good old chunky Llewellyn guidebook. And the cards are pretty standard Llewellyn-y as well. I'll just give you a little glimpse of them in case you aren't aware of them. They have the kind of vibe of kind of Green Witch, I think. They are pretty much RWS based. You do have different suit names. You've got swords, wands, but then cauldrons and shields. And I think a couple of the majors are renamed as well. But given that there's sort of the main connections I kind of want to make are with my Scottish ancestors, my Celtic ancestors, I think that this might be the way to go. We shall see. All we can do is try and work with it and try and see what results we get, I guess. So yes, I'll just show you a few more of the cards. I'm not a dragony person, but I let that slide. What is a dragony person? See, I'm continually inventing new words for you. I hope you appreciate that particular element to my videos. But yeah, so I am genuinely looking forward to working with this deck, as I haven't done any in-depth work with it yet. So I'm so sorry, I can't help but look at that card and think he's taking a whittle in the river. I'm sorry, yeah, well, see, I turn on the record button or I press the record button, and it also seems to activate my weird side as well. So yeah, apologies for that, chaps. Anyway, that is the Celtic Tarot, which I am going to be using with hopefully the Ancestral Grimoire. We'll see how that pans out. And then, what was the other thing I was going to share with you? I've forgotten for a minute. It was something to do... Let me just have a little flick through. Yeah, it has this kind of... I really like this section. There's a section on... where is it? Yeah, Meet the Ancestors, where it sort of looks at the court cards, sorry, as various ancestor types, I guess. Like I said, I haven't fully read this. I've just kind of skimmed through it. And yeah, and as I say, it does start in January, but I think I can start in July and work my way round that way. Yeah, I'm still trying to remember. There was something else I was gonna... Yeah, here we go. Yes, oracle cards. So the author is kind of on the fence about oracle cards, but does include them as part of this sort of whole kind of practice. So I also have chosen an oracle deck to use, and that is, now I mentioned this before, the Ancient Stones Oracle by Rebecca Campbell, art by Katie-Louise. Now, I won't get these out because I've already kind of battered on long enough, really, but I mentioned in a previous video that this deck feels like the ancestral meditation that I fairly frequently do, and yet I have never really used it for ancestor work. And I think that's why these videos actually are so useful to me, because I kind of get to talk through my ideas and my thoughts, and I get some clarity on what I'm going to do, how my practice might evolve, instead of just kind of sitting here and talking in my head. And yeah. So yeah, there we are. That's the plans for the Ancestral Grimoire and the Ancestor work in July, which is going to be the main focus, as I said. Yeah, I think I can start in July, I'm pretty sure. Well, you know, chaps, we will soon find out. And, you know, and if I find that the book isn't working, I actually feel quite confident that I can maybe sort of do some work myself. I'm really keen to sort of combine tarot with my ancestor work. So one way or another, it will be explored this month. So yes, that's sort of tarot practice wise. I also have some VRs I want to film. I've been tagged in a couple, and there's some that I really want to do as well. I want to do a birthday haul video for you, but I actually got money from my husband to literally just buy decks and books with. That was his kind of instruction. Hoover up loads of decks and books. And I haven't actually had the chance to do my little birthday treat shop yet. So as soon as I've done that and I get those bits and bobs in, I will do a reveal video as well for you. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for today. I just want to express my appreciation for all the people that have subscribed so far. I'm so happy. But if you haven't and you can bear to put up with more of my waffly old videos, then I would be so grateful if you would hit the like and subscribe buttons to help grow my little channel. Yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you so much again for watching. I really appreciate you being here. It means the world to me. Yeah, and take care, and hopefully my lovely dragonflies. Oh, that's new. Oh, I'm calling you dragonflies now. Is that good? Shall we stick with it? What do we think? Okay, we'll try it. Take care, my lovely dragonflies, and I will see you all very soon.